Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. So if I want to relate, as I said earlier, primary key on the employee table is the employee ID, while primary key on the department table is the department ID. So why is it called the primary key? It uniquely identifies the roles in the employee table and also that of the department table, because each employee in the employee table are unique to themselves, because me as an employee in a particular organization is different from another person. So if I have 174 as my employee ID, another person is going to have another number entirely. You cannot have 174 as me too. Though two employees can be bearing the same name, but their employee ID is going to be different. Now the department ID is the number that identifies each department. So each department have different department ID. Now on the employee table we have what's called employee ID. This is a foreign key. Why? Because this is not the primary key, so it's a foreign key. And each two or more employees can be in the same department. So it means that this guy can be in, let's say, administration with the department ID 10. This guy can also be in administration. This guy can also be in administration. So it can have duplicate values like it. So it can also be null. So an employee may not be in a particular department. So let's say a manager, maybe general manager. So general manager might not necessarily be in a particular department. So it's one that is overseeing everything. So okay. So that's the difference between a primary key and a foreign key. Now let's talk about the moving on. Now relational database terminology. So let's talk about terminology. So look at this one. Now one here, you can see it highlights everything here like this in this way. So this place that is highlighted as one is called a record. Look at 2. 2 is highlighted like this. It is called a field. 3 is also a field, as highlighted like this. But 6, 5, and 6 they are called cells. They are cells. As you understand it in Excel. I don't know whether they use it. Okay. So let's look at properties of the relational database. Can be accessed and modified by executing structured query language statements, which we know as SQL. Contains a collection of tables, includes pointers, uses a set of operators. So this is the query, the Oracle server, and this is the result. So this is where your data is on the server. So you write a select statement which goes into the server and performs your request based on your query, then gives you an output. So SQL statements, you have what we call data manipulation language, data definition language, data control language, transaction control language, SQL. So in the DML, we have what we call the select, insert, update, delete, and merge. Well, I don't think you have what we call merge in MySQL. We have data definition language, create, alter, drop, rename, truncate, comment. Now, data control language grants revoke. It's like user access kind of command. And transaction control language, commit, go back, and save point. So commit is just to, like, you want to save it. So you run a particular query, your statement, maybe you did a delete or you did an insert and you want to save. So if you run the commit statement, then the commit command, then the work is saved at that particular point in time. Then go back is just to, like, just like your undo. You undo the last statement you did. Then save point is like, okay, you can go back to the particular last save point and stuff like that. Okay, so table usually consists of employees, departments, job grades. Let's look at retrieving data using the SQL select statement. The basic select statement is just select star. You can put select distinct, or say you can select some specific column and give an alias if you like from a particular table. So select identify the columns to be displayed, while form identify the table containing those columns. I think you understand all that. So when I say select star, you just select all. So this is just selecting department ID and location ID from the department table. So using arithmetic operators, when you say select last name, comma, salary, comma, salary plus 300 from employee. This automatically does what? Add 100 to 300 to the salary column and generate another column for you called salary plus 300. As you can see here, 300 was added to this column and you can see the result here. So I can give it an alias by putting a space beside this 300 and give it a name. But by default, it just gives it this name of this operation, as you can see here. Okay. Now we have operators precedence, which in case of mass, you say God mass or something. So select last name, salary, this from employees. In this case scenario, first of all, multiplication is done before addition. So this is like I trying to do your annual salary plus 100. 100 in this case might be maybe bonus, stuff like that. So first of all, multiplication is done before addition is taking place. But you can put parentheses to define what is supposed to be done first before another. So in this case, first of all, salary is added to 100, then 12 is multiplied by whatever is inside this bracket. So that's the difference between this and this, between 1 and 2. Defining the null value. A null is a value that is unavailable, unassigned, unknown, or inapplicable. A null is not same as a 0 or a blank space. If I say select this from employee, you see the results here. This, there's nothing here, there's nothing here. You have this, and you have this. I don't know whether I can connect to the server here because I have to use, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. I just want to show you guys some stuff in Oracle SQL. So null values in arithmetic operations. Now, if you do this, select last name, 12 times salary times commission PCT from employees. You can see that this place is null, this place is null. Only these three is not null. And if you look at this place, it's only these three that is not null. So if I'm doing 12 times salary, even though salary is not null, but if I multiply it, if I multiply a null value with it, then everything becomes null automatically. Unless I want to exclude null in my calculation. So this is going to be null automatically. You can use column alias as I said. So I can say select last name as name, commission as COMM. So look at the difference. Here I'm putting as alias. I can decide to put space and put the alias. We still get the same result. So as you can see here, name COMM. It doesn't matter whether you put as or you didn't put as. So look at this. You can also do this. You see, this one is not input. You can also put it in input. It doesn't matter. Now, if you look at this annual salary, you can see there's a space. So if you want to do this, if you don't put this double quote, this guy will not run. So you have to put it in a double quote so that it can take this kind of variable name or alias. Now concatenation operator. Now this way it is done in Oracle. Look at this. Select last name. You have this double bar. Then you will job ID as employees. So this does your concatenation code. Let me open my SQL. Let me open your package. So let's do this. I want to open workbench. So okay. Do I remember this password? I think I do. Okay. Let me use the HR code. Guys. Look on that tab. So it says select. First, I want to use the HR code. Use. Oh. What am I placing? So SQL. Then this says select. Say I think I want to do something. Okay, say select star. Please. So let's say I want to, let me explain my screen. Let's say I want to concatenate first name and last name. It's been in Python. Let's try it. Last name for employees. We have zero here. You cannot use that. Let's try what is being used. Last time. This is what was used. It didn't come. Let's try this. Simple. It's not doing. Let me try this. It's not doing. So how do we overcome this challenge like this now? So we have what we call concat function. Concat function. So we have two of them. Sorry. Then you have concat w underscore ws, which means concat with separator. Now look at this now. Look at this, combine the two of them, but there is no just got the two of them together with no separator. They just join together like that, but it's not smart that way. If you let me try and do some kind of trick, whether it's going to work. So I just have to add another string to it, like a space, then comma, then put last name. Now another way I can do it, I can say okay, concat separator. So I'll use this function. Then I'll put, first of all, I'll put the separator there. So if it's a space, I'll put a space. This. Then put first name, then last name. I see that it's the same thing as this one. So either way, I think concat separator is more, it makes more sense and more than this guy. So I can add as many. So let me say I want to put what other thing they have in the office, the employees table. Let me check. Let's say I want to put the job title there too. I can say comma job underscore title. I see it has been added. So I'll put a space at every junction, every point. Sorry. So moving on. Let me go back to my slide. So here is just an illustration I did using a string neutral. So in that one I use space, but you can add anything. You can add something. Is a, so let's say I want to, okay, I want to put, first of all concatenate the, so in this case I might not use this concat with separator, so I'll just come in. After this I can write okay is a, so I put a space in front of this so that is, so this should give me something like Dancy not name. This is the first entry here. Is a whatever job type it adds to it. As you can see here. Oh, let me just put the spaces so that at the back of is so that it will make more sense. As you can see here, Das Nottingham is a account executive. This guy is a executive secretary. Stuff like that. So you can add this. So moving on. So here, alternative quote operator. You can do this in Oracle SQL too. So look at this now. We're saying, okay, department name, select department name, then concatenate it with this guy. Here, here I'm not putting this code. I'm not using this. I'm not using this. So here, as you can see here, I'm using this Q sign then this code. So just like, okay, I want to quote this guy. So anything I want to write, I put it there. All this one is just stress. So you can use that to duplicate rows. So if you say select department ID from employees, now normally department ID in the employees table is going to contain duplicates, right? But if you want to select unique department ID that is in the employees table, then you say select distinct department ID from employees. So this thing just returns the unique values that we have. So let's go to workbench again. I want to select offices from employees. What happened? Sorry, office ID. Office ID. As you can see, I have 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. So I don't want this. So I just want the unique office ID. So I'll say select distance office ID for employees. Give me the unique values 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and 11. I was gonna alter this part. It's supposed to be 1 anyways. Okay, moving on. This way. Okay. Retrieving and sorting data. So limiting rows using a selection. So that's when we talk about maybe where clause and stuff like that. Or limits of limits. Limits in MySQL. Limits in MySQL. So to select something from a particular table, by the time you put a where condition, it means by the time you put a where clause, it means a condition is going to follow. So it means that you are going to select something from that table based on a particular condition. So it means not all the information in that table. You don't need all the information in that table. You just need some information based on a particular condition. So for example here, select employee ID, last name, job ID, department ID from employees where department ID is equal to 90. So it means it's going to return all the information you requested just for department ID 90. As you can see the result below. So it's only those results that has department ID 90 that was returned. Okay, so character strings and dates. So we are dealing with character string and dates. As you can see here, this 90 wasn't in quotes. But here when you deal with strings and dates, you have to put quotes. Where last name is quotes, one. So you want to select this information where that name exists. So it's a character, you have to put it in, or a string, put a quote. Comparison conditions, we have a called equal to, greater than, equal to, and all of that. Now, we have and, between and it is just for interval between a particular between a particular point and a particular point. So between A and B, where A is like this is usually the smallest and B is the largest. You can say select the age of or say let's start from employees where salary is between where salary between 100,000 and 500,000. But anyways, that I don't think that should be an issue. Let's say I want to select star from employees where salary between 50,000 and 50,000. Now let's say okay, I don't want to put 50,000. So I want to put 90,000 here and put 50,000. Let's see what's going to happen. I've not tried it before, so let's try it now. Let's see what's going to happen. As you can see, it didn't return anything. Usually you have the smallest first, then the largest first. You can also say, okay, let's allow it less or equal to 3,000. So it's only fixed information if this condition is satisfied. Using the between condition, the in, and this is how the in operator works. So look at this statement. Select this from employees where manager ID in. So if manager ID in that particular table is 100, return the result. If it is 101, return the result. If it is 201, return it. So whether it is this or this or this, that's how it works. So you can see you have combination of 100, 101, and 201, but there's nothing outside it. So, but if I should put manager ID not in, then it's going to return every other thing except from this particular case. So you can try that. Let's try that here. So is where office ID not if 11,2,4. You can see the row that was returned didn't include 11,2,4. If I put 10 here now, it means this result is not going to win for office ID 10. So let me run it. You can see that 10 is no longer there. So that's how it works. Using the like operator, so in this case, you are trying to achieve a particular result based on a particular pattern. So look at this, select first name from employees where first name like. In this case, when the percentage sign is at the front, it picks every information. It picks the first name, whereby any first name that starts with S. So it picks any first name that starts with S. Now, if this percentage sign is at the back, then let's pick first name that ends with S. So let's see the description. Select star from employees. First name. Like if I wanted to pick names that start with A, so first of all put a quote, then put A first, then put the percentage sign, then close it with the quote. You can see it got only for those employees that their name starts with A. Now if I put the percentage sign at the front, Only means for those that their names ends with A. As you can see, four for return because we have four names, four first names that ends with what A. Now, it is not case sensitive in this case. I should put capital letter A instead of small a. I should run it. I'll still have my results. That is by the way. So let me check. Okay. Look at this scenario. You can combine pattern matching characters. Select last name from the last name like underscore O then percentage. Now all is this one same. This first underscore, which is like okay, it's not like filling the gap. It's like filling the gap. So if I put underscore O, anybody can just come, put anything there. I can start to put 1. I can start to put K. I can start to put M. So what is saying? It's saying that the first letter can be anything, just fill in the gap. But here is the system that's going to do the work for you. So what is going to do? Okay, look into the first thing. The first letter can be anything. The second letter has to be what? O, according to the matching. Because you are putting the percentage sign at the back. So see that the first two letters, you are considering the first two letters. If the percentages are the front, you are considering the last two letters. Since at the back now, you are considering the first two letters, but the first letter can be anything because it's filling the gap. But the second letter has to be O. So as you can see in this result, that it returned last name that has O as our second letter. So that's that. Using the null condition. Now here I can say select last name, comma manager ID from employees where manager ID is null. As you can see that it only returns records whereby manager ID is null, that does not have anything. Logical conditions. We have the and we have the or and we have the not. So how does this work? I will now assume that we know. So let me go to my. So I will go to. Let me go to charts. So let me go to a whiteboard. I hope my whiteboard should load. So in logic, the AND operator is. So let me erase this guy. So the AND operator, this is what? And okay, don't mind this my writing. So we use this sign. No, so and I think these are the right and. So we have a statement P and a statement Q. I want to combine both of them. Say P with AND operator. So P and Q in this case. If the first statement is true and the second statement is true, then P and Q is going to be true. So let me give you a definition. P and Q can only be true if both of them are true. Otherwise, it is false. So if the first statement is true and the second statement is false, this is going to be false. If the first statement is false and the second statement is true, this is going to be false. If the first statement is false and the second statement is false, this is going to be also be false. That's AND in that case. Now, let's look at OR. Let's look at OR. I'll just erase this, then erase this. The or operator now. We use this inverted. So P or Q now. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't mind this one. I might be wrong about this one. I don't know. So P or Q is true, or let me say it's true. P or Q is only false when what? P or Q is only false when what? When both statements is false. So it's only false when both statement is false. So in every other case, it is true. So, and I'll tell you why. Okay, if I say Nigeria, so if I say Nigeria or Abuja is the capital of Nigeria, and I said or 2 plus 2 is equal to false. That statement is true, right? Because the first one is true, so logically it's true. But if I say Abuja is the capital of Nigeria, or 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now it's because it is or. It's because it is or, it will be true. Why? Because when I say or, it is either A. If it's not A, it is B. So forget the fact that the second statement is not true. Since the first statement is true, it will also be true. so it's going to return true. So it can only be false when both of them are false. Then the not operator, they use this guy, this sign. They use this tilde sign. They call it tilde sign. So if I have a statement P, if I have it to be true, or if I have it to be false, then not P is going to be the negative, the opposite. So the opposite of true is false, the opposite of false is true. So that is by the way. So select employee ID, last name, job ID, salary from employees, where salary is greater or equals to 10,000, and job ID like this. So it has to satisfy both conditions. Both conditions must be true. For it to return a particular row, that row must satisfy these two conditions. So it's go into a particular row. Okay, check. Is the salary for this particular row greater than 10,000? Yes. If it is yes, then it checks the job ID. In the job ID, does the job ID has the word man inside it? If yes, return it. So it's only these two that satisfy the condition. So if I should write like this, that is when the percentage sign is before and after. So it means it's going to search for every character that has the word that's inside this thing. So it's search for a character that has MAN inside it. It's only these two that satisfy that condition. So that's good. Now the OR operator now. So what the OR operator is going to do? Look into a particular row. Is this condition satisfied? If yes, it will return that row. Irrespective of what this one return, it doesn't concern me. Since I'm using OR, if this one is satisfied, it will return. It doesn't even need to go to check whether this one is satisfied. But if this one is not satisfied, okay, you now continue further. Okay, let me check. Is this one satisfied? If yes, return it. But if you check that this guy is not satisfied, and it comes here and check that this one also is not satisfied, it's not going to return that one. So as you can see here, this one does not satisfy the first condition. This one does not satisfy the satisfy the first condition. but it does not satisfy the second condition. It was returned. This does not satisfy the second condition, but the first condition was satisfied. So let's go to the man. This one satisfies the second condition, but this does not satisfy the first condition. But it was returned because at least one of the conditions was met. Now the not operator, I think I've used that first instead not in to explain that. So let's look at the rule of precedence. One, the arithmetic operators. Two, concatenation operator. Three, comparison operator. Four, is not or is not null or is null. Then like, then not in. So what we are trying to say is that in a particular equation, the arithmetic operators are considered first before you now consider this, before this one is not done, before this one, then in that regard. Though you can use parentheses to override rules of precedence. So if you see, okay, if you see here now, you can see where job ID is equal to this, or job ID is equal to this, and salary is greater than this. Now, if you look at it very well, so let me tell you what's good. So this place is very essential. Now, let's go back to this place. What did you see here? Comparison condition. Comparison condition comes before what? The logical condition. So first of all, it does comparison. So after it has done the comparison, then it now does the logical. So let's compare. Is this one equal to this? Okay. Check. Is this guy equal to this? Okay. Check. Is this guy equal to this? It does this. Then after checking, then it does this guy. So that's this. So there is one thing, the precedence in logical operator. The precedence in logical operator. The and is being operated on before using the or. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I want to use it. Excuse me. So let's say okay. So let me do this. Select star from employees. Where I'll not give you a plus. Now I'll not say where job title. So let's say food chemist. And salary is less than 90,000 or office ID. Now, what is going to happen here? Now, in my okay, let me put the or here. Let me put the or here so that you understand and see better. So let me put the or here and come and put and here. Something like this. In your mind, in your innocent mind, yes, you're gonna think it's gonna do something like this. First of all, you check whether this, then you check all this, then now do and this. So, but that is not what is going to happen. Just like you are writing something like this. Just like you are writing something like this. Select, you are writing something like this. Select plus 3 times 5. Something like this. Now, in your mind, if you think that it's going to do 2 plus 3, 5, 5 times 5, 25, you are very wrong. As you can see, you have 17 here. So what it's going to do is, first of all, it does 3 times 5, 15. Then adds with 2 to give you 17. Because multiplication has precedence over addition. So in this case, what is going to happen is it's going to do this first, then compares with this. So first of all, it checks for employees whose salary is less than 90,000 and office ID is 3. Okay, if that one is satisfied, okay, check, is the person a food chemist? If not, return just for this particular condition, because it is or. It is either this is true or this is true. So whether the food chemist is now any less than, is any bigger than 90,000 and the office ID is not even 3, it doesn't concern me. But since I put this or, it's going to return for food chemist definitely. So let's see what this guy is going to return. So as you can see here, the guy for food chemist is returned regardless of whether it is the salary is less than 90,000. But for this guy, you can see that first of all, salary is less than 90,000 and the office ID is 3. So that's satisfy these two of these two. So that's satisfy these two. Because that's why it's returned for this guy. This guy is not a food chemist, but it must satisfy these two conditions because it's an AND operator. Now let me put this guy to be 50,000 or 40,000. You see this guy, if you see that this food chemist, the salary is actually greater than 40,000, but it's none of his business. So if I should run this guy now, let's see. You can see that it's only food chemist that it's returned. So it means that there's no employee that satisfies these two conditions. That is less than 40,000 and employee ID is 3. But this one is actually satisfied because they have already specified. Now if I should put AND here and come here to put OR, another thing they are going to see. Now what the first of all, it checks. You can see that there's no job title food chemist here because the person that is a food chemist has salary greater than this guy. Now, you cannot even find any record that satisfies this condition, food chemist and salary later, because the food chemist has salary. But okay, what about the employee that has upside 3? You can see that it's returned here. So let me go back again. I'll put all here now and put AND here. And as you can see, it returns. Let me put 90,000 as I put the other time. Now, let me now put parentheses. If I put parentheses here and end it here, it's going to be the same thing because normally it's going to do this first before it does this. As you can see, it's still the same information. But if I should put the parentheses before or job title here and this one here, then this is another thing entirely. This is another thing entirely. So you are saying that, okay, first of all, check is the person a food chemist, or is the person salary less than 90,000? If satisfy any of this condition, okay, return it. So this person is going to return something. Okay, return goes based on food chemist and based on whether the salary is less than 90,000. Then it now go further to check, is that person in office ID 3? If the person's office ID is 3, then it's going to return it finally. So it means that this food chemist guy is not going to return because the office ID is actually 5, not 3. So it means that the role for food chemist is not going to come out. So it only returns for the ones that has office ID 3 and satisfy this condition. So let's see. So it's only this person that returns. This person has office ID 3 and the salary is less than what? 90,000. Though the person is not a food chemist because it's all operator you are using. So moving on. um okay, using the order by clause, I guess we understand using the order by clause. Yeah, if you use order by, automatically it orders it in ascending order. So let's see, order by higher date. So the way date is ordered is that yesterday is lesser than today, today is lesser than tomorrow. So it starts from June 17 June, 17 September, 87, 21 September 89 in ascending order. If it is descending, it's going to start from the highest to the lowest. So you have to put DESC around there if it's going to be descending. So as you can see here, order by higher date, then DESC is applied here to show that it is in descending order. Okay. Let's look at substitution variables. So where conditions order by. So here, look at this. So select staff employees, blah blah blah. Then you put this sign. So what does this? So let's do this in my SQL. But here we have employees. Okay, I have salary, but I don't have the balance ID. So let me remove this. Remove this. I don't have department name. I think I have employee ID, I have last name, I have salary. What's wrong? Select is not valid in this position for this server version. Guy. I cannot do this in Oracle SQL. So, yeah, sorry, in MySQL. So, what this is going to do is it's going to prompt you to input the variable. So this is going to prompt you to enter a value. So select where employees goes to put in this up, or is it I don't know what they call this sign, maybe and sign employee underscore number. So it prompts you to enter a value, then you put it inside. So that's by the way. The order by, you can use order by. You don't need to, might not necessarily need to specify. You might not necessarily need to specify. Say you want to specify, I want to order by first name. You might not need to put first name. So if I should come here and say select star from employees So let's start from employees. I can now see order by. So if I want to order by first name, first name is second column, I just put order by 2. This is going to order by first name, as you can see. So order by last name. So I'm selecting employee ID, last name, salary. So last name is going to be the second column. If I put order by 2, it's going to order by last name, as you can see here. So using single host functions to customize outputs. Let's see. You have lower, upper. This one just converts to the upper case. This converts to the lower and the upper case. This converts to lower case. This one just does it like a title format. I think you use this one is not. I don't think this is valid in my SQL. Anyways, let's check. I think it's use title in this case. Select unit cap. Let me see. I think this is valid. So let me see select title. Valid. I don't think it's also valid. Check. It's not valid. So I can't do that. We have upper, lower, stuff like that. Okay. So you see this guy now. Display the company number, name, department for employee Eugene. Here you say where last name is equals to Eugene, no was selected, but when you say when lower the last name is equals to Eugene, so in this case, this was case sensitive there. This is a case manipulation function. So it's so you know that the last name is in this kind of format. So I just say okay, where lower, first of all, convert it to lower and compare with this, then it returns what I want in that case. So you have concat. Now concat in Oracle SQL, you can't do it, you can't use it, really use it in my SQL. Concat here only combines two strings in Oracle. You can't concatenate more than 2 strings. So helper here is like, oh, left part this guy, salary column, like from the left, with what we call this character star, so that it will become 10 digits. So you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in total. But if I say right part this particular character with the salary to make it 10 digits. So you can see you have 10 characters of it here. So I can say replace Jack and Jew with so replace Jack and Jew. So replace the J there with what BL. So you just replace the J here with BL. So you have black and blue. You can use the word trim. So trim this from this. So just remove H and have this there. I think we spoke explicitly about functions in my SQL in one class, in one of our classes. So you should have the recordings. You have a lot of them. So using the mode function, which just finds the remainder, I think we can use the mode function also here. And select mode plus. See, so it just finds the remainder. The remainder is 1. So Just find the remainder. So working with dates, since this is the current system date, you can perform arithmetic in dates, but in MySQL is somehow tricky. It's somehow tricky when it comes to this. So you have to know how to go about that. So if I say, so I'll tell you the tricky part. So this is going to be the last part today because my system is soon go off, so and I don't want this to happen. So let me just talk about this. So tomorrow we'll continue. So let's say select. I'm just select 6 dates first, so you can see what I'm talking about. Select 6 dates. Sorry, I have to do this. As you can see, this gives us the current date. This is what's the date itself? Okay, today is 5th of September 2020, and this is our time, stuff like that. So if I just select 6 dates minus, say, select 6 dates minus 3, this should just remove 3 days for my system date. But you can see it is not in date format. That's the issue I have. That's the issue I have. So you can see we still have 5th of September. So just remove the 3. You just remove 3 from seconds. So let me give you 6 date again. This is so just remove from seconds. So for me to have normally by this 6 dates minus 3, but 6 dates here is in date time format. So let me say I want to do it. Okay, I want to put it away in date format. So let me say date into bracket 6 dates. So I have the original, I have it just in date. So let me say date minus 3, for example. So you can see it subtracts 3 days. So I have 2nd of September 2020, but it's not in date format. So that's where I have problem. Now, okay, even though I can put date brackets, so I'll put everything into the date function, and this is going to convert it to date for me. But now, so let me make it more tricky. Let me put date minus 5. I'm going to see what I'm going to get here. Does this make sense? 00 of September 2020. No, it does not make sense. So that's working with dates. You can see when I said minus 6, it gave me null, which is not supposed to be so, and which is not so in Oracle. So working with dates in MySQL is somewhat tricky working with it this way. So if I want to conquer this challenge, I can say sub date. I think there's something like sub date. Yes, sub date. Then I want to subtract date 6 dates. So minus 5. So let me do that 6 dates minus 5. So I'll not put minus 5. So I'll call comma. Let me see. Is this the normal way to write it? So subtract the particular dates from interval of 5 days, or 5 days, or interval 5 days. Remember the there's the way that I write it. About 5 is opposite days or day. Let me put interval 5 days. I'm not. It's supposed to be. There's a way. I can't remember. Let me just try to peep. Let me peep from Google. So, subjects in my SQL. Anything that you want to put on your head. My SQL subjects. I know there's interval stuff. So interval 10 day. Is that not the way I wrote it? Comma interval 10 day. Comma interval 5 day. Because I don't put from dual. Oh, yes. So from dual. Dual is a dummy table. Select subdate. Oh. There's another parenthesis that is missing here. That's why it's giving me that error. Sorry about that. I didn't need to put this from dual. So I was wondering anyways. So as you can see here, this gave me the right answer I'm looking for, 31st August 2020. So that's how you can overcome that challenge. So we are going to continue in the next class. That's tomorrow. You should be able to add more experience. So you have to give more about different functions you have in MySQL. So we continue from this place next week. Let me see. I read about more dates anyways. Then we continue for. We don't have what we call NVF function, but I think we have what we call non-if. You can read about all these functions. So we continue from maybe case statements. Let's talk about case statements. We have what we call the code statements in Oracle, but we don't have it in my SQL. So we continue from here next week. All right. Bye for now.